It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this act like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's from pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, making profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trick, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits. That TTG money gang, and making profits. We some snipers.
Hey yo, what's up everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward Paranati and I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. We were a Benzinga FinTech Awards finalist last year for the best data analysis tool category. And we are currently the fastest growing and highest rated premium online education platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. There's literally something for everyone here at True Trading Group. But you see, we take that university level of curriculum, we pair it with 8 professional full-time trading mods with you each and every single day, from pre-market through the close, giving their trade alerts, providing commentary, answering questions, and giving analysis every single day. You're also going to get access to our members, the most educated, helpful, supportive, and successful community of traders you'll ever find. Not to mention the real-time trade alerts from the moderators and myself that collectively as a group have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate on all of our executions of just around 80% now, going on roughly the last 4 years. If you're wondering why you should listen to anything it is that we discuss on this channel, it's because I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. I began my career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, where I was trained by Wall Street professionals. They did not let me touch a dollar of the fund's money until I went through their training program. Then 2008 happened, and that's the stock market crash, the financial crisis, the huge recession. But that was also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now fast forward, and I'm the co-founder and the head trader at True Trading Group, and along with my team of 8 professional trading mods and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. We actually have members in 115 different countries, truly a global community here at True Trading Group. So if you are ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you folks have all come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live right here, where myself, other TTG mods, and special guests will drop golden nuggets and give you free lessons, education, and trade ideas that can help you become better traders. So if you've not yet done so, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any one of these streams. Let's talk about what happened in the markets today. We've got earnings. You got Netflix earnings out. You've got Intuitive Surgical earnings that are out. 2 stocks that I own. I do own them both in the long-term portfolio. Very pleased with those positions. But let's talk about the overall markets first as this pullback continues. Yes, this is now the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th consecutive red day in the S&P. 5th consecutive red day. So we have our first real pullback has gotten underway. Now, if you guys have been following my YouTube channel for the last couple of weeks, then you will know that for the last 2 weeks, I've been telling you to eye up this level. Okay, it's like 497.5. It is this gap fill. What's the significance of this gap fill? This was the huge gap up to new all-time highs when NVIDIA reported their blowout earnings and the whole entire market moved to the upside. What's actually pretty interesting and pretty funny that if you were to break out big tech and you take big tech away from the rest of the overall markets and you look at their earnings estimates going forward, only big tech are the ones that since 2023 have had their earnings estimates actually moved and revised higher, while you're seeing earnings drop in some of the other areas of the market when you minus out the big mega cap tech names. And what we've seen recently is a bit of a sell-off in the semiconductor space. The semiconductor space has been selling off. Tesla's been getting its ass kicked. Apple's been getting kicked in the face. But you're seeing a real separation and a real divergence in this second quarter. And even on the first quarter into the second quarter, you're seeing a real separation, a real divergence between what was the Magnificent Seven. And the Magnificent Seven was Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, NVIDIA, and Tesla. Those were your Magnificent Seven. You're seeing a massive divergence within the Magnificent Seven. So much so to the point where some people are talking about removing Tesla from the Magnificent Seven because of just how poorly that stock has performed over the month of the year 2024. But Tesla's struggles go back way further than just 2024. This stock has been having a bit of a hard time ever since that 2021 high. And this has been in one massive downtrend, just a huge downtrend here for Tesla. And you can see here and today, another 3.5% down day as this stock continues to get pummeled as you're now reaching your area of support here, which really is the high to mid 140s is a level of support for Tesla. Then you've got more support around the mid 120s, more support around 115, and then 100. And those are the support levels that I see for Tesla. I will tell you guys this, I'm probably going to buy some Tesla if we get into like the 120s. If I see Tesla like 125 or so within the next month or two, whatever it is, I'm probably going to buy some in the long-term portfolio. Tesla's had a lot of problems as of late. Electric vehicle demand is just completely falling apart. Tesla they have the oldest fleet of electric vehicles really in the market. All your other companies have been coming out with new models and new designs. Tesla really has not. They're focusing on robo-taxis. They're focusing on self-driving, but the demand for electric vehicles as a whole is just very, very, very disappointing and very lackluster. And the problem also that Tesla is facing is that 20% of their revenue comes from China, but they have been facing tremendous competition in China. A lot of the Chinese names and the Chinese manufacturers and brands are being pushed by the government out there, and they've got newer looking and more accessories and more technology and everything else within their cars, and they're able to build them pretty cheap. And the competition in China has really started to hit and really started to hurt Tesla, and it's starting to hurt Apple as well. there's a reason, there's not a coincidence why Tesla and Apple are the two stocks in the Magnificent Seven that are really, really struggling in 2024. A lot of it has to do with China. You see, Tesla is losing their dominance in China. Apple is losing their dominance in China. Apple has cited specifically problems with China and demand for their iPhones and for their products because of an increasing demand and increasing popularity with companies like Huawei. You also have Samsung that is also very big, and it's causing Apple to actually fall to second place for smartphone sales. Samsung actually took over the top spot for cell phone sales, cell phone units over the iPhone. So that is a report that actually just came out the other day. And it's not a surprise to see a slower economy in China. They didn't have that big COVID demand burst like we all had come out, that post-COVID demand surge. China really never saw that like the US saw and like the rest of the world saw. And you add on top of that a lot more competition from Chinese companies specifically as the Chinese government continues to really, really push and support those brands. And that is reasons why this is what Tesla has done so far in 2024. And that's a big reason why this is what Apple has done so far in 2024. You can see both of these stocks are down significantly to start off the year. But then you take a look at the rest of the Mag 7, you say, well, look at Meta. Well, that's up near its all-time highs. Look at Alphabet. That's up near its all-time highs. Look at Amazon. That's near its all-time highs, right? You take a look at all of these stocks. You take a look, even NVIDIA. You see what NVIDIA has done so far in 2024. These stocks have all moved to the upside. So this is a huge divergence. This is just a very, very different story that's being told. A very different story being told. It's not just all mega cap tech is now doing the same thing. So I think that as we get into earnings and we're really starting to get some of your bigger company names, as Netflix earnings just came out a little while ago, and I will cover those earnings with you guys here and what those earnings were and what we think. But we've got a very interesting week ahead of us because obviously you have everything that's going on in the Middle East and whether or not Israel's going to retaliate against Iran. Are they? Aren't they? Are they? Aren't they? They are, but now maybe it's not going to be until after Passover. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. And you have that back and forth that people are really still unsure about how that situation is going to pan out. But then you also have your mega cap tech earnings next week. And I'm telling you guys this now. I do not think that one of them will save the other. In previous market moves to all-time highs. Now, I know the markets have pulled back the last couple of weeks, but we just came off all-time highs. We just had this huge 5-month rally. In previous situations like that, we have seen, like you go back to 2021, 2019, huge stock market rallies. We've seen all of the mega cap tech names move together. You are not seeing that this year. Case in point, Apple, Tesla. I think that you are going to see a further breakdown in that Magnificent Seven, where one of them is not going to necessarily save all of them. And if you have a company like Microsoft, Alphabet, or NVIDIA, if they disappoint, NVIDIA's not next week, the other companies are. If companies like that disappoint, then I think you're going to have a situation where the market's pullback could go a little bit deeper. You see, the markets have just reached a really good support level. And that's that gap fill from back in February when NVIDIA's earnings took the whole market to all-time highs. Okay, I've never seen before, literally in my life, I've never seen before one company's earnings gap the entire market like it did when NVIDIA reported its earnings on this day. It literally, NVIDIA took the entire stock market, put it on its back, and just threw it to all-time highs. I've never seen it before, where one company took every single AI-related tech name, and shot it up by 5-6%. Therefore, the whole NASDAQ shot up 3%. Therefore, the S&P gets shot up 2%. It was a massive day in the overall market and took everything to all-time highs. We have erased all of that premium that was built into the market over the course of a month and a half. You erase it in about 2 weeks. And that's normal. Markets go down faster than they go up. The age-old saying is the bulls take the stairs, the bears take the escalator. I say the bulls take the stairs, bears take the window, because the volatility we've seen these last couple of years is when markets start to sell off to the downside. My goodness, they sell, and they sell quickly. And that provides for some really good money-making opportunities for us as active traders. But this is a really big support level. If you ask me, not just the psychological significance of NVIDIA's earnings gap, but the technical significance of that gap as well. And now that that gap has been pulled back in and it's kind of been filled and retested, you haven't quite filled the gap. You've got to drop another like $1. We got as low as $498.50 today. The gap fill is really $497.50. So you have maybe another $1 before you can actually truly say that that gap is filled. But without splitting hairs, for all intents and purposes, this level has now been backfilled and tested. So from a technical standpoint, this is a pretty decent level of support. What I will also do for you guys is I want to show you your Fibonacci retracement levels. This is why this is also a significant level for us to be sitting on. Because if you draw out the Fibonacci retracement levels from the October low, right? There's your October low. And you draw out your Fibonacci levels all the way up to your all-time high. And you see your Fibonacci levels get plotted. Look at where the 23.6 Fibonacci level lines up. It's dead smack even with this gap fill. So this is a significant level for multiple reasons, a psychological one and two technical ones with the gap fill and the 23.6 Fib. That's why this is a beautiful spot for the markets to bounce. Beautiful spot for the markets to bounce. Now, let me tell you this. If there is nothing that happens, there's no escalation between Iran and Israel, between today and tomorrow, and then over the weekend. The weekend is going to be the real big one because a lot of this hostility has happened over the weekend, on weekends prior. If nothing happens over the weekend, nothing happens tomorrow in the Middle East that can shake things up. And this level can hold going into next week's big tech earnings. If Microsoft and Alphabet, if they give you beats and raise guidance, then this market is set up and is primed for a technical bounce. And then you can say that big mega cap tech has come to save the day. You're going to get Microsoft, you're going to get Alphabet, you're going to get Meta, you're going to get Amazon. So these companies are going to be able to come out, they're going to give you their earnings, and they're going to tell you what is the state of the economy, what's the state of the consumer, and what is the state of AI. You're going to get to know, and you're going to get a window into all three of those categories, which is the driving point of this market making new all-time highs this year. It's been the economy's done better than everybody thought. The consumer has been spending way more than anybody anticipated by this time. And obviously the AI boom. Are these companies seeing a benefit? Are they seeing increased revenue? Are they seeing increased proficiency, efficiency, productivity, and increased margins because of AI? Or is this just a massive hole of a gigantic investment into AI without these companies yet realizing the profit and realizing the benefit from that investment for several years out? If you remember, when Meta was talking about the metaverse and they were dumping billions of dollars into the metaverse, and they came out with their earnings and were like, yeah, we're not seeing any benefit from this yet. Matter of fact, we're not going to for several years into the future. That's when Meta stock got the crap kicked out of it. Don't make the mistake of thinking that Meta got the crap kicked out of it in 2022 because of TikTok. That is not the reason why Meta got the crap kicked out of it in 2022. It's not because of TikTok. Okay. And Meta's price action right now is proof to you that it had absolutely nothing to do with TikTok, because guess what? TikTok is still a thing. TikTok was a thing in 2023. It's still a thing in 2024. Yet Meta went from $100 to $500 with TikTok still being a thing. So it wasn't going down in 2022 because of TikTok. It was going down because Meta, in a rising interest rate environment, was focused on long duration asset. Long duration is meaning when you have interest rates rising, long duration assets do poorly. Okay. Meta was investing money into and investing a ton of it into a business that was not going to pay off for many, 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 many years. That is the opposite of what shareholders want to see in a rising interest rate environment. The stock got pummeled. Once Meta came out on their earnings and Mark Zuckerberg said, we're going to stop this investment into the metaverse. We're going to drastically cut back on the amount of money that we're spending there. And we're going to dramatically cut costs in 2023. And we're going to call it, and Mark Zuckerberg he coined 2023 for Meta, the year of efficiency. Now, the year of efficiency means we're going to reduce our costs and we're going to try to maximize our margins to increase profitability for the revenue that we generate. And the revenue they generate per quarter is insane. And that is what Mark Zuckerberg said in 2023. Then the AI boom happens, and obviously Meta's at the forefront of the AI boom, and you have a $500 stock. All of these companies that are reporting earnings next week are going to give you insight into AI, if the AI investments are paying off now, because here's an issue, right? You take a look at some of your semiconductors that just reported earnings. Taiwan Semi down 5%, right? ASML from 980 to 887 as they cited slowdowns in demand because of geopolitical risks, because of economic risks. They see a slowdown in the end consumer of their business. They also cited slowdowns in the smartphone market. They cited slowdowns in laptops and handhelds. Well, what company is all focused on smartphones and handhelds? ARM. Look what ARM has done over the last 2 days. The stock's gotten pummeled because of that news. What you do not want to see from Microsoft, from Meta, and from Alphabet is any type of an indication that the AI investments that the biggest companies in the world have made are not paying dividends yet. If you get that, the entire market has more room to the downside if they say that. I think that's going to be the most important piece of the earnings that we are going to get next week from these companies. These are the biggest, best, brightest, largest market cap companies in the world. They hold a huge weighting in the overall market. If they go down, the entire market goes down. The entire tech sector is going to go down. All your AI-related stocks are going to go down. NASDAQ goes down. S&P goes down. The Dow actually holds up the best with healthcare and financials and energy. The Dow will actually be the place to hide if these companies tell you that AI is not paying dividends yet. So that's the biggest part that I want to pay attention to for next week. But you're also going to get some insight into the consumer. You're going to get an insight into the economy, because what are Meta and Alphabet's greatest revenue generators? Advertising. Advertising. Well, when the economy is doing well, a lot of companies are advertising. That's good for Alphabet. That's good for Meta. When the economy is slowing down and businesses are concerned about the economy and about sales and revenue, they start to scale back on some of that advertising. That will be bad for Alphabet and for Meta. So you're not just going to get AI, you're going to get a look into the economy. But then what else are you going to get a look into? The individual consumer. How in comes Amazon. We all shop on Amazon. And if Amazon tells you that they're seeing a change in consumer behavior and consumer spending, then that's also a warning sign about the consumer. So we are literally in 1 week of earnings going to get a look into 3 different windows that I think are going to determine whether or not this market is going to bounce off a technical level. Because if it doesn't, your next area that I see us falling to, oops, I didn't mean to draw that. That's the wrong drawing tool. The next area that I would say that we fall to, okay, there's 2 different zones I want you to focus on. And one of them might be wishful thinking. But the one level I want you to focus on is the low 490s, okay? The low 490s, you're looking at least a 6 to 7 point fall if those companies disappoint and this pullback turns into something, because right now this is just a minor pullback, 4.5%, right? 4 to 5%. That's a healthy, normal, minor pullback. A correction, a full-blown correction is a 10% pullback. In order for us to get a correction, you got to get back to 480. And if we get back to 480, you bet your butt on buying stuff. I'm going to buy stuff. I'm looking long off that 480, not just because look what lines up there. The 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level. So there's the 23.6. There's the 38.2 Fib. But why else is 480 significant? Not just because it's a 10% pullback for a correction, not just because it's the 38.2 Fibonacci level, but let's zoom out. As we zoom out, what is 480? Your previous all-time high that was taken out earlier this year. If you get a disappointing earnings report from Microsoft and Alphabet and Amazon, and it's like, oh, okay, well, if those companies see some issues, then maybe there really are some issues. And then this pullback that right now is just a minor pullback could become a full-blown correction. And then, in my opinion, you'd have to be looking at structuring long ideas off of that 480, because that 480 level is just way too big of a support level, being the 38.2 Fib and the previous all-time high. I think there's just no way you can ignore that level. I think at that level, you've got to be able to say to yourself, what are the stocks that I like the most? What are the stocks that have been holding up the best during that market pullback, that have seen the least amount of selling pressure while the market's experienced this? Because this could end up being a 1 to 2 month pullback if that happens to be the case, right? So what stocks actually hold up the best during that 1 month pullback? This is at least a 1 month pullback because you're already more than halfway through the month of April and we're sitting at the dead lows of the month. I don't see any possible scenario that the market goes back green for the month of April. And this is going to be a red month coming after 5 consecutive green months in a row. So a nice little one red month, maybe even if May is a red month, it's a beautiful little pullback for the markets to reset on and then see where inflation is at that time. And then the market starts to say, okay, if inflation starts to cool off again because we had a hot January, February, March, then you'll start to say that the markets will start to think that the Fed is going to cut rates possibly in July. Right now, the market's pricing cutting in September. All right. And the markets didn't like that. They didn't like that change. That's a significant change from where the markets were 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, the markets were thinking that we were going to get our first rate cut in June. Now the markets are thinking the first rate cut comes in September. And that's just based on Fed funds futures data that you can follow. That changes every day. It'll change with inflation data. It'll change with economic data. That stuff changes over time. You can keep an eye on that. But as the probability of rate cuts go down, the market goes down and yields go up. And that's what's been happening these last couple of weeks. The 2-year treasuries moved back up towards 5%, the highest level that we've been at since last year. The 10-year treasuries moved back up towards 4.7. Okay. Going back towards that 5% peak that we saw in October of last year. So all of that makes sense. And now the stage is set for big mega cap tech earnings to either extend this minor pullback into a correction or give the market a technical bounce. I don't have the answer to this. I wish I did. I'd be a trillionaire. I would dump my entire account into either long or short right here if I knew what these companies were going to do next week. I don't. And I don't try to pretend like I do. My job is not to predict what earnings are going to be. It's not. I'm not an analyst. I'm a trader. Let an analyst try to guess and figure that crap out. I'm a trader. I will determine if scenario A happens, what's the market's reaction? And then therefore, what do I do to make money from it? If scenario B happens, what's the market's reaction? And therefore, what do I do to make money from it? That is my job. That is what I'm here for. That is what I help True Trading Group members figure out each and every single day when we come into a trading session and I say, this is what I think the market's going to do. These are the stocks that I am focused on. This is where I would be long. This is where I would be short, so that members have an idea and a game plan. And it's not just myself that does that. All of the other professional traders at True Trading Group, there's 8 of us. We all give members our thoughts on the overall market, what stocks we're focused on. We go over the watch list. We talk about this is the price we're going to get in. These are the prices we're going to get out, so that members are not running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to figure out, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Chasing a bunch of shiny objects once the market opens. They have a very specific, detailed game plan before the day ever even begins. That's why so many of our members are able to make money and have success. And by success, I literally mean make money. And the truth is that the majority of our members are making money. It's not just because I say that to be so, it's because members say it's so, and I'll prove it to you. Guys, do me a favor, members, type the number 1 in chat right now, real quick. If you are making money and you're becoming a better trader because of TTG, type the number 1 in chat right now. Just type the number 1 if you guys are making money, if you're becoming better traders, just go ahead and type the number 1. Now, for people that are not members that are maybe wondering, like, yeah, sounds like this guy knows what he's talking about, but do people actually make money? Pay attention to the comments that you're going to see, because all these people typing the number 1 are your friends, your family members, and your coworkers. And if they can do this, then so can you. There's no reason why they can be successful and you can't. They're not luckier than you. They're not sitting at home in front of their computers all day long. 82% of our members have a full-time job, meaning they work over 40 hours a week doing something other than trading. So if they can do it, so can you. We have a mobile app that's available for free when you guys become a member. You download it, iPhone, Android, whatever. It'll allow you to stay connected to our chat room, see the screen share, because the mods and I share our screen with you. We are live on the mic. You can listen to the audio commentary. But most importantly, you're going to get real-time push notifications sent to your mobile device the moment that a moderator enters or exits a trade. That's how so many of our members are able to follow along with what we do during the day by using that mobile app. 82% of them have a full-time job. How do you think they do it? That's how. So it's not that they're lucky. It's not that they have all the time in the world. It's not that they're smarter than you. They just have access to a real professional level of education similar to the training program that I received when I worked at a fund in New York. They have access to some of the best trading and investing tools this industry has ever seen and has to offer. And they're part of a community of over 10,000 members in 115 different countries that genuinely gives a damn whether or not they succeed or fail. That's the difference. They're not on Reddit or Discord. They're not getting stock tips from Jim Cramer. They are literally part of a community, a global community of like-minded individuals from all walks of life that want to make money in the stock market. And they are guided and led by 8 professional full-time traders that do this for a living and have done it for decades. That's the difference. Now, I'm also curious just to see how many people that are on here that are not members of True Trading Group. Can you guys just do me a favor real quick and just type the letters TTG? Just type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. If you type the letters TTG, if you are not a member of True Trading Group. Adrian, welcome back. I know you're on the live stream the other day. Adrian Carrasco, welcome back. Adrian, welcome to the TTG family. Everybody welcome Adrian. So go ahead and type TTG for those of you that are not members of True Trading Group. Excellent. Fantastic. Adrian Carrasco, welcome to the live stream. Well, here's what we're going to do. I've got my accelerator session with members of True Trading Group that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go get ready for. So all of my accelerator members, you guys can head on into the study hall. We'll open it up shortly if you're part of my accelerator group, and we will go ahead with tonight's session. So Adrian, if you were interested in joining True Trading Group, here's what I will tell you to do. I'm going to give you a coupon code. You're going to go to ttgoffer.com. You're going to then see that the price of a membership is $1,212 for the year. However, you'll use the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price will drop down to just $597 for the entire year. Everything on that page you get included with your membership. You're going to get all of our courses, 22 courses, simplified version of what I learned working at the fund. You're going to get our chat room, of course, where the mods and I share our screen and talk and share our trades with you each and every single day. You have the mobile app, so if you can't be in front of your computer, you're all set for the day. You're going to get a video library that has 1,000 hours of workshops covering different topics so that you could also attend these workshops now live when you become a full-time member. And you'll get the watch list every day that our mods put out telling you what stocks they're focused on with entry and exit prices. So you go right to ttgoffer.com. The price says $1,212. You will type the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. That price drops to $597. Check out and you are good to go. I will also be giving you a double your money back guarantee. It's actually quite simple how it works. You join, you pay $597. If you can't make $597, we give you back $1,194. Here's what I ask. Go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group. If you do those things and you're still unable to make enough winning trades to equal the $597 membership fee at least one time, we will give you back double your money. We'll give you back $1,194 if you are unable to do that. The refund policy is right there on the checkout page. Yes, it is real. It's in black and white. Just go read it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to text 1-888-306-8783. Again, that is 1-888-306-8783 if you guys have any questions at all whatsoever. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. Turn on your notifications if you have not done so already.